Right then, hello everybody. Hope you're all doing alright this evening then for the ERS Tier 2 round here in Belgium. I will get properly going like always then once we load into qualifying, but let's just use this time to get people in the stream and get this stream shared about. Right then, finally we're getting into qualifying. I did hold the whole entire stream up there, and the whole entire of the grid. I did not realise, but we are going into qualifying now, and I'll get properly started once we have got into that. Griffin Peter in the chat. What's up? How are you, mate? How you doing, mate? It's good to see you. Right then, finally, we are here for qualifying then for the ERS Tier 2 Round 14 here in Belgium then, Spa, and we have 19 drivers on the grid. I'm sure we had 20 early. Oh no, we didn't. Never mind. That was because I was not in spectator mode, but we are in that now, and we are here for qualifying. 19 drivers on the grid. It's my third time here in ERS, and I'm slowly but surely getting used to them driver names. As on my screen, Alexander just went straight into the wall, apparently. As we'll get a track map up for you, and we'll see who's coming out first. And it's Alexander in the AlphaTauri coming out. I'm just going to have a quick look down, see if there's any new ones that I have not seen yet. Yes, there definitely is. I do not know how you say that Ferrari's name. Ikutraga. I'm so sorry, mate, if that's wrong, but I've not seen you before. And we've got Suzuka. I think Suzuka was here last time. No Menios, no Smeets. SFKE. I don't know how I'm going to pronounce your name, mate. Well, what's the F supposed to be? But I'll do my very best for you. Drew, you will be getting my predictions soon. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see that. Then as the Haas of Drift King has gone round and is going slowly then, waiting for the cars to fly past him then. Going down the straight, and like I said, the first driver out there at the minute is Alexander in the AlphaTauri at the moment. This track then, Belgium Spa, is one of the longest, well, it is the longest track actually on the Formula 1 calendar. So we'll see some long qualifying laps, which means more time to make mistakes, which is not good for these drivers, but hopefully they can master it. And from what I've seen last race, I've only seen this tier race, but from what I've seen, they are absolutely brilliant as drivers, and they put on a spectacular show for me. And obviously, I am here to try and put a good show on for you lot watching back at home. Then, as Alexander makes his way through the Sector 3 part of the track here in Belgium, and then will be the first driver to start their flying lap this weekend. Then behind that will come will not be the Williams. I am completely wrong. It is BR then. I've not seen BR yet in that Williams car, but Williams goes just behind Alexander. Obviously Alexander now starting his flying lap, being followed by the Williams. Then just behind that will be followed by the Haas of, I have no idea. I will have a look. Is it Griffin Peter? Yes, it is Griffin Peter then, just ahead of that. Like I mentioned, there's the Williams, but then Alexander then is making his way up the hill there and absolutely masters that brilliantly then to activate the DRS and head down the second straight of this racing track. Is Alexander across the first sector line. It's a 30.2, fastest in the first sector obviously, but will the Williams go faster just behind? Yes, he does. 30.194, just by a fine margin, and does get ahead just a little bit there. So BR is up on time then compared to Alexander's here, but obviously Alexander will be the first one to cross that finishing line if he doesn't make any mistakes. And keeps a beautiful line through here then, and onto the right-hander now, and then onto the sweeping left-hander. And it's back and forth through these corners then. Back to the right now he goes, and then over, and he doesn't go deep. That's just my stream lagging out. And he invalidates onto that corner there. So we're going to go straight to BR's lap then, who was up on time and goes quickest in the middle sector. But there's a Haas just behind him that I think went quicker than him on that one, because the fastest lap got, never mind, Griffin Peter has invalidated. So the first driver to put an actual time on the board will be BR then, who is heading his way up towards the final chicane of this track here in Belgium. Then to the right, and then to the left, then to the main straight. BR goes. It's a little bit deep there, but he heads towards the main straight. Where could BR place himself? It is provisional pole, obviously, at the moment. 143.4. How long will that stay on the track for? Not very long, then, as Smeets goes even quicker. 142.5. And that is a lovely time. McLaren crosses the line. 144.0 of Mitz. Tobiasen, his teammate, 144.2. Slower than his teammate on that lap there, then, as there's an Alfa Romeo coming around the final corner. And on his way to the line, it is Marvin. And Marvin goes 5th with a 144.7. And we've just seen Turtle Master then, who takes provisional pole at the moment. 141.5, snatches it away in the early stages of qualifying. Menios has just crossed the line and sticks his car in P3. Then it's the Mercedes sandwich around Smeets at the moment. There goes Wesley across the line and puts himself in P3 at the moment. 143.0 on that lap around. Alexander, who was going to be the first driver to put a time on the board, has invalidated the other lap and is going around once again. I'm not sure what he's planning to do. Maybe saving his ERS up. I have no idea what I'm going to call this guy because I just butcher everything. I'll call him SF. I'll call you that for today, mate, because it's just easy. This will look really dodgy. I was going to say Turtle Master will get pole, but it looks weird now because he got pole. I just wanted to see what he could do. I believe you, mate. I believe you. So, Drew's prediction was Turtle Master to go on pole, and he is on provisional pole at the moment by quite a few seconds. One second between him and the second place, so not too bad at all. Second place has got no wing at the moment. It's absolutely lovely. We do love to see no wing on cars. As Wesley has also invalidated, SF invalidated, Menios invalidated, BR is going into the pit lane now. We've got Mitz with a 21-second down at the moment. Marcos is down by 7/10. Marvin, though, who goes across the line, sticks his car in P4, then 143.0 on that lap around. It's very close to Wesley's time there, as two cars are just having a lovely time on the gravel at the moment as somebody else goes across the line. It's Whoops then in P6 at the moment. Not a bad effort from him. And what else can we look at then? Myth Shadow, who is heading round the final corner now. It'll be foot to the floor for the Ferrari. And he goes second place then, 142.4. Not a bad time at all. But Turtle Master in provisional pole at the moment. Just got word that he is fastest. He's also a tier 1 driver. It probably explains his pace then, 141.5. And it's pretty much a second quicker than the second place time on the board here at the moment. So fair play to him, fair play. Coming in here and it's coming in, absolutely destroying the tier 2 drivers here today. He's doing exceptionally well, as nobody really is putting good times on the board at the moment. I mean, there's nothing really we can look at. I think Suzuka's on a lap. Turtle has set my time trial time. Fair enough, fair enough. Turtle seems to be very quick, and I cannot wait to see what he can do going into this race then. To be fair, I say I cannot wait, but knowing his pace, he'll probably just storm off in front of everybody. It won't really be much of a race for him, but, you know, we'll have to see what he can do. I'll tell you something, boys, as well. I'm not happy at all. I got completely all worked up, proper rushed into this race tonight. I've completely forgot to fill up my bottle, my water bottle, so my voice doesn't get absolutely smashed. So I'm gonna, I think, in the section between quali and race, I'm gonna really quickly run and just whack a bit of water in it, so my voice can actually be used to its full potential. As somebody just gone right up there. It was Alexander, who knocks a minute and 5 seconds off his time there, and it is P4 at the moment, 142.8. Somebody else just gone up on the board. It was Kutra, I think. Kutra. I don't even know how you say his name either, I'll be honest. IQ Traga. I don't know. I completely apologise. Because most of the time when it's a foreign name, I completely butcher it, and I don't mean any offence. But I really, really do struggle with that. Probably not good if I'm a commentator, but, you know, I'll try my best. Suzuka is going down the second straight now, and he's got the Ferrari ahead with the lovely slipstream. Ferrari moves to the right-hand side in lovely, lovely fashion, and Suzuka flies past, but it is 1.6 seconds down on that lap, so we will not be watching that one. ERS is P17 at the moment, 152.1, and he's on a flying lap at the moment. Will it be a good time for him then as he heads over that mark there? And it is a 5.6 second improvement from his last lap. Not too bad at all then for ERS. Drift King goes into the pits. Suzuka's down still. Mitz goes over the line. BR is also on a lap as well. Did not notice that. Quite a few coming out on out laps too. As who else do we have? Alexander is down. He'll be going in the pit lane now. Myth is out on an out lap. Smeets is just about down on time as well. But as we go back to ERS then, who has got the Ferrari just ahead of him, is going very slow on these bends and is probably waiting for him. Yes, he is waiting on the inside bend then for ERS to fly past him. As Geordie is making his way then towards the final corner, the final two corners on this racing circuit then, as he goes round the final corner here today and towards the line. Where can Geordie place himself there? And he goes up to the line. It'll be a P13, 144.0. And it's an 8.1 second improvement on that lap just there then. Next to cross will be BR then. He was improving by quite a lot there on this lap. He's going absolutely foot to the floor, pushing that Williams to its limits then here in qualifying. He's currently positioned P11. But can he make his way up the timing boards then as BR heads towards the penultimate corner here in Spa, and he goes round with superb fashion then as he goes towards the line. It's BR towards the line with the DRS, where he plays himself this time around. It's P5 with a half a second improvement and a 142.8 time on the board. Marvin is improving, but just by a little bit there, and he goes fastest in the first sector. I have to point that one out. So quicker than Turtle Master at the moment. Turtle Master 141.5. But Marvin 143.0. He is improving on time, but it is not by too much at all. Keeps a lovely line through there, I must say. As Smeets retires from the session. Smeets is out in qualifying. Griffin Peter obviously was out earlier on as well, but we've got 5 minutes of qualifying remaining. And we have Mitz, who has invalidated that lap just around. And I must say now, I mean, we're getting to the end of qualifying. We should see some times being put on the board. 1/10 improvement there by Marco. But like I was going to say, I think it's fair to say Drew's pole prediction is most likely going to come true this weekend, as he's only gone and picked a tier 1 driver. Whoops is up on time at the moment. Menios is down by just a 5 margin. BR is down on that one around as Marvin crosses. Marvin improved by half a second there even. Miss Shadow is pretty much improving by half a second as well then, as he's got the Haas just ahead of him to try and pick up a little slipstream. The Haas moves to the inside as Myth flies past him then and heading towards the penultimate corner. The penultimate corner and last chicane on this track as he is back and absolutely skids his way through that corner. Squirming through there then as Myth Shadow is going towards the line and puts himself in P2 with a half a second improvement, and Smeets cannot fight back this time around, and he's out of the session. Smeets gets dropped down to P3, Myth Shadow to P2, but nobody can get near Turtle Master at the moment there, as we have Marvin obviously down on time. Marcos is up by 1.1 seconds and improved by 1.1 seconds, puts him pretty much level with his teammate there. Somebody else just gone across the line. It was Whoops who went to P7. Manios is down. Drift King is on a lap and crosses there. It's a 29.9 and goes quickest in the first sector. What can Drift King do then? As he's waited all of qualifying to come out, and he's finally out of the pit lane and putting a stonker lap on the board. But can he keep this consistency up throughout the lap? As he's got the Ferrari ahead of him, the Ferrari moves to the inside as Drift King flies past again. Gives a lovely line out wide, then back in to the corner. Can Drift King put a good time on the board? He has yet to put one on the board this time around. And obviously, provisional pole at the moment is Turtle Master with the 141.5, Myth Shadow second with the 141.8. There's only a few tenths in between that, and Drift King may be able to put a good time on the board then. As somebody else has just moved up, I believe. I didn't see, and there's a Mercedes right on the grass there. As Drift King is going to try and put a stonker lap on the board then as he goes around the final corner. And I must say, this isn't looking too shabby at all. There's Drift King towards the line. And it is P3 then, 142.1. It was not a bad time at all, to be fair then, for his first lap of the weekend. It's a P3. And if I was him, I would definitely say that. Turtle Master, the guy who is on provisional pole position here in Spa then with a 141.5, is going to go out and try to extend that advantage even further then this weekend. With Drift King obviously just putting his time on the board. I'm not sure if he's going to go again or not. Marco is going around to probably go in the pit lane now. Kutraga is down on time at the moment at the end of qualifying. Boss has invalidated. And there's that many yellow flags. I cannot see what the timings is at the minute. But, you know, it's alright. It's alright. Suzuka is up on time at the moment. And is doing a superb job at the minute. Tobiason's out of the session as Suzuka towards the final corner. And the Alpine is going to go down the straight to cross the line. It'll be a P16. It was a 3/10 improvement, and it's a 143.8 for that time for Suzuka. As Boss is down on time. Mitz is in the pit lane actually at the moment. What else can we take a quick look at then? BR is on a flying lap. It's Drift King who will be going in the pit lane after this one, I believe. And I must say as well, Turtle Master will be starting his flying lap soon as well, so we're definitely going to have to watch that one in a few moments' time then. And I'm just going to really quickly say, I'm not going to go through the finishing results of qualifying, because I'm going to really quickly go grab a drink, because I don't want to leave it too late and then miss the start of the race. And also my voice will die if I don't have a drink, and I've completely forgot. So I'll go get that in a few moments' time. As we have the Williams, who is up by nearly 2 tenths of a second, and now 3 tenths going through the second sector. As he is trundling down towards the main straight now. Not too long left to go of this lap then for the Williams car. As qualifying is now complete then, as majority of the drivers have finished qualifying, but the Williams has not yet and will do in the next few moments' time then as the Williams towards the line. It'll be a 6/10 improvement and in P6 for that time around. It's his final time. Turtle Master is improving in the first sector by just a little bit, and in the minute is looking to go quicker on this lap. Geordie with a bit of a moment on the exit was improving by 1/10 of a second. Slowly crosses the line to go in P17 then as Boss is down and goes into the pit lane at the end of qualifying. Kutraga is up by half a second at the moment and he's heading towards the line. This is the lap then, number 88 on that Ferrari. This is the lap of the weekend for the Ferrari car then as he heads towards the penultimate corner. And his time at the moment, 1:43.0. It's P12 for him, but he's looking for that improvement on the track at the moment as he goes towards the line. And he'll put himself in P9 then. It's a respectable last timing there as Turtle Master has invalidated on his lap. And the T1 driver will not be going quicker, but will be on pole position here in Spa then for round 14 of the Tier 2 World Championship for ERS, and spins his car around in the penultimate corner. That was a lovely little drift. 180 down there. As Turtle Master goes into the pit lane to conclude your qualifying session, as I will go really quickly, go get my drink. As I just make you back for finishing results then, as Turtle Master, the T1 driver for Mercedes, puts it on pole position this weekend here in Belgium. Then with Myth Shadow joining him on the second row, it's Drift King and Smeets on the first row even. Drift King and Smeets on the second row. It's Wesley Skill and Marvin. Third row, it is both Williams then on the fourth row. Kutraga in ninth, and Alexander to round off the top 10 for qualifying this weekend then, as we go into the main race now for the ERS World Championship. And I cannot wait for this one, because last race was out in Hungary, and oh my god, the racing that we received from that race was absolutely spectacular. And let's hope the drivers can replicate that today, as we're going to go absolutely bowling in this weather then, as we've got the rain. We have got the rain ahead of us on this racing circuit, which on top of it being a very dangerous track in real life and on the game, we now have the added danger of the rain, which is not going to be too great, but hopefully serves up some brilliant racing action in the coming race. Everybody then, we are on the grid here in Spa then for round 14 here in Belgium. And the 5 lights go out, and we are away then, as Turtle Master will be leading them away then into turn 1. And it was not a brilliant start for him in the rain, but he does stay ahead into turn 1. Myth Shadow's trying to challenge him around the outside. There goes the Haas through of Drift King. Drift King started from P3 and gets straight past the Ferrari then, as the Haas is now in hot pursuit of Turtle Master. Up the first hill we go then. And it's Turtle Master who holds on to that one brilliantly. It's side by side then with Kutraga and Smeets going up the hill, and Kutraga's through past that driver at the moment. Smeets is on the outside. He's got the Red Bull going down the inside then, the Red Bull to the inside. It's Wesley who tries his way to get through. Then he's pushing him through. But Wesley gets ahead on that occasion there then, as Smeets has a bit of a moment on the exit of that corner. Here comes the AlphaTauri then, who is on the backside of the Williams. He sends it down the inside, and the AlphaTauri just about gets passed through the Williams there. And that was a lovely, lovely move from Alexander in the early stages of this Grand Prix. That was absolutely lovely then. As down the inside, we have an Alfa Romeo, yes we do, of Boss, who just gets back past Griffin Peter. There, Griffin Peter's going to try and push him through the corner, but not going to work for him this time around then. As at the back, still Geordie was going to try and push on through Tobiasen. But up ahead, I haven't even seen this, Drift King is leading now from Myth Shadow, and Turtle Master has had the absolute start from hell then, who has dropped down 2 positions and now in P3 then, 6/10 behind Myth Shadow at the moment. He'll try and make his way back up with 22 laps here in Belgium, but we're on lap 1, going on to lap 2 now. We've got the rain and the intermediate tyres on at the moment, and this is definitely not the weather suited for everybody then, as Turtle nearly goes into the backside of Myth, but they carry on and not really any contact is made. Drift King goes quickest on that lap round then, as Turtle is going to try and follow the slipstream of Myth into turn 1. And there's moves going on behind as well. And I did completely just miss the moves then as we're going back into turn 1 with a lot of these drivers. There's an Alfa Romeo on the inside of the Mercedes. He's going to try and force his way through. But the Mercedes with the better exit. And the Mercedes gets through of Menios. As IQ Trog with a 3-second time penalty, and Turtle Master gets back past through Myth Shadow then. Myth Shadow's reunited with his teammate. 3 and 4 positioning for them at the moment. And Turtle's going to try and reclaim that top spot. Then he goes quickest in the first sector. Maybe he's trying to find his groove then here in this rain. As Drift King we did see at the pace. Turtle Master obviously at the pace, but not a great start from him then, as he definitely bottled that one. And is on hot pursuit to try and gain those positions back. As Boss has gone round at the back. Boss has gone round and tries to rejoin the circuit safely. And is there anything interesting going on then? Up ahead, Drift King still leading from Turtle Master. Obviously Drew's prediction. And Drew's prediction is at the moment took to the curse of Drew and is not on for winning the race at the moment, but has gone quickest in the second sector. He went quickest in the first as well, so he seems to be quite quick then. But the gap between Drift King and Turtle Master, I believe, has come down at the moment. It's just about a second between these two at the moment, and Turtle will completely try and push forward then to try and get in those positions, as Wesley is going to force his way around the outside. He gets pushed off wide, and the Williams goes through. Then Marvin is going to try and push through as well. Williams goes a bit deep. Turtle Master goes quickest there, but it's Marvin on the backside of the Williams then, and Marvin is going to try his very best then. Going down, but he tries and send it down the inside into turn 1. The Alfa Romeo and the Williams are going side by side, and the Alfa Romeo has got the better edge on him this time, and he's ahead. Into turn 1 we go, and he definitely is through there. Now, whoops, he's going to try and put the pressure on the back of the Williams as well. And he does not want that. He's just had the pressure from the car ahead, and now he might try and, not try, but he might lose 2 positions in that small space of time. But look at the speed on BR then. He's going to fly past Wesley, and he is through just there. I cannot get my words out. He is through, and that move is done and dusted. This time around then it's Tobiasen is on the backside of Marco's skill, and will he try and get past the Red Bull? He is getting close then. Just going to wait for one of the cars to make a mistake, obviously round here especially, and in the wet. It is very easy to make a mistake, just like that one then, as the Mercedes goes up the backside of the car there, and that was a lovely, lovely curse from me. Jesus Christ, commentator's curse at his finest. And Menios makes a bit of a mistake, brakes later that time around, and at the end of it, goes round and into the barrier, nearly ruining, well, pretty much ruining his race, but he's got time to make his way back up again then, as Drift King is up ahead. And I must mention that Turtle Master, who started on pole position here in Belgium, is now half a second behind Drift King. And he is completely set on getting that time and getting that top position once again. He thinks he deserves that, which he pretty much does, but he is on the backside of Drift King then, as Drift King gets a lovely exit out of that corner, and down into turn 1 we go. He's going to stay in the slipstream of him, but not enough this time around. He looks for the move. He looks for the move down the inside, but it is not there for him yet, as we are going to head our way down to Eau Rouge now. What can Turtle Master do? Not too much at the moment, but the gap, I must tell you now, is 3/10 between Drift King and Turtle Master, and they are very, very close, staying closer than they've ever been at the moment. But Drift manages to stay ahead just down here, and he is holding on to that absolutely beautifully. The top 2 are pulling away at the moment, and IQ Trager is getting a bit of a push from the backside of Smeets there. There's a bit of a move going on at the back, as well as Suzuki gets through past Wesley, and Griffin Peter is on the inside of Mitz and does get through that time around. Tobiasen was trying to get past Marco, but it did not work on that time around just there. And the gap now between first and second is 4 4/10 of a second actually. As Smeets on the back end of IQ Trager. IQ Trager goes off the track a bit there, and just said that. Smeets has a bit of a snap there coming out of that corner, and he could have easily put him in the wall, but did not that time around and managed to save it. Luckily, Tobiasen pushing on, trying to get up to Marco at the moment, but cannot get close enough. And was that a move I've just seen there? I don't know. I don't think it was. No, it wasn't. As the gap between first and second now, half a second, as we make our way to the last chicane on the track, and it's IQ Trager with a 3-second time penalty then, as Turtle Master is going to try and get the better exit out of this corner this time around. It looks a bit better than last time, but the car ahead just seems to be pulling away beautifully then, as Myth goes into the pit lane there, and everybody goes past him. Myth is going to really drop down positions-wise at the moment, going into the pit lane at this kind of time in the race, as we nearly have moves going down the straight there. Everybody's getting close now, as Boss has got a 3-second time penalty, and Myth is on his way out of the pit lane, and where will he come out then, as the drivers are all flying past the pit lane. He can hear them driving past the pit wall there, and he will come out just ahead of the Aston Martin actually, and comes out in P16. That is not too good at all. As we now have the battle up ahead, closer than ever then, is Drift King is going to try. Never mind what I'm on about. Turtle Master's got through. I didn't even see that. I'm too occupied watching the back markers, I guess. And Turtle Master, who started on pole position, has made his way right back up to first position then here in Spa, and Marvin is on the backside of Alexander. Marvin goes a bit deep into that corner there as Boss gets through past Myth just there as well. We didn't see that one. Anything going on down the track now? Everyone is kind of close together, but obviously in the rain the moves aren't really happening as fast as you'd like to see them. But these two, who are giving us a lovely scrap, we'll see if Turtle can actually pull away from Drift King. The gap now is 8/10, 9/10 of a second now, and that gap just keeps continuing to build. It's getting bigger every single corner we go through, and Turtle is on the absolute drive then at the moment on lap 5 out of 22, and I must say, with a long lap like this track, just shows you how long it takes for these laps to build up and knock up then on the timing boards just there, as everybody, like I said, is kind of getting a bit spaced out then, as we have 3 cars here. Talking about spaced out, the Williams goes into the backside of Marvin. Marvin goes round, then the Williams continues on, and Marvin drops down about 3 positions there. That is very unfortunate, not even his fault. But now he's going to have the pressure from Suzuka, who is just behind him now, going up Eau Rouge. Suzuka's going to try and get past here, and then up ahead we've got the moves going on as well. We can see if Suzuka can get through past Marvin. Then down here we go. We've got 3 abreast just up ahead, but we're going to continue to watch this one at the back, as there's a lovely battle going on there, and Marvin goes through. Whoa, the Williams goes into the wall just there of BR and loses many positions there. Everybody continues on, and thankfully nobody else went into the wall there, but the Williams is now on hot pursuit of Whoops. And that was a lovely curse from me, as never mind, because he just dropped back quite a fair bit there. As the racing here isn't too bad at the moment. I think it will be better without the rain. I must say that, as the McLaren of Tobiasen is going to go around the outside of BR, and this is a lovely move. He can pull it off, and around the outside he goes in the wet, and he is through, and that takes pure skill then from drivers. And Tobiasen has got that one done and dusted and got it in the bag this weekend, then on lap 6 out of 22, but SBR got a plan to get back at him as he's trying to push him through here. And DRS is now enabled, so they must think that the wet isn't that bad, as Turtle Master goes into the pit lane. Is he going to try the dries, or what's he going to... We'll see what he's going to try and do. As he is putting on the hards. He's gonna try, as everybody's coming into the pit lane to put on the drier compound tyres, so clearly everybody thinks that it is dry enough to put them on. Then as everybody is actually going into the pit lane now, Drift King stayed out on that lap around, and he's going to look behind him now and realise everybody went into the pit lane but him. So he's going to have to go around and try and put a good time this time around, because he's got the car behind him of Turtle Master with 16.5 seconds the gap on quicker tyres, and he's going to try, well, quicker tyres it looks like, maybe, hopefully is, to try and catch up with him. And by the looks of it, it is definitely time for the dries with the way Turtle is handling that car around here. And just remember that time that I said, 16.5 seconds, it's already come down by 2/10 at the moment. Now 4/10, and the gap will continue to come down if Drift King doesn't get a move on. And the gap now 15.6 seconds, and it is coming down at a rate of knots then, as Drift King will make his way round now and presumably go into the pit lane to put the dries on like everybody else did. And he does go into the pit lane, and he is going to wish that he went in earlier on, because now he goes into the wall. Did he get damage from his wing there? I don't think he did. But he goes into the pit lane now, and Turtle is just coming up behind in a rate of knots. And that gap that was 15.4 seconds has now come right down. And he's going to fly down the pit straight and get through past Drift King. Who else will get past him then? Going down the straight. Drift King's on his way out of the pit lane. And luckily enough, he does come out at a not a bad area there. And he is through. Myth Shadow goes quickest at the moment with a 154.2, and the times are going to continue to come down then as it's getting dry around the track. As you can see, it is really starting to dry up at the moment then, as we're going to get the quicker laps on the board. We're going to get better racing action as the Haas behind Myth Shadow at the moment as they go up Eau Rouge. And I must say Myth got a better line through there, but it's worked better for Griffin Peter then as he flies to the inside. And you can see with the dry conditions, it's so much better for moves as the Haas flies through and gets ahead of the Ferrari on lap 8 out of 22. That's going down the main straight, the second straight now. We have BR on the back end of Smeets. We are watching Tobiasen then, who is in P15 at the moment. You can see the cars ahead of him having a lovely scrap at the moment, scrapping it out. As up ahead we've just seen Marvin behind and Smith on the back end of the Aston Martin. BR has to brake it a little bit there, so not going into the back side of him, but he tries into this one. He has a bit of a snap down the exit, which is going to, and Smeets does get the better exit that time around, but BR will try his best to gain then as he hits the apex beautifully there on the inside into turn 1, and still in hot pursuit of Smeets. Smeets staying ahead then as Williams gets back past Marvin then this time around. It's deja vu for these drivers as Smeets gets the 3-second time, but I'd say and if you look up ahead, the gap between Turtle Master and Drift King is 2.4 seconds at the moment, as we are near lap 10 this race and nearly halfway through this race as well, which I must say has gone absolutely well fast. And second, IQ Traga 4.3 between him and second, and Alexander 4 seconds between him and third. So first, second, third and fourth are all separated by quite a bit, and then you have just a big clunk of drivers behind that. But not many moves going on at the moment, as Smeets is on the backside of BR at the moment. We have a bit of a close one going on here between Menios and Tobiasen, but nothing really too major at the moment. Marco at the back in P19 at the moment, as we have Geordie, who's made his way up to P17 at the moment, as the Williams goes with a 147.9. Fastest lap of the weekend and the race here. Well, not the weekend, but of the race here at the minute. We're going to be behind now then, as we have two tyres. We got Rouge, and he can see the blue Williams wing just in front of him, as Smeets is going to push on then to try through past the Williams. Mediums and B. Whoa! Now I don't know why I don't know why my stream is lagging like that. It does it all the time, to be fair. I always think there's a massive crash or something, and it's just my game lagging. But you know, it's what we love to see. Anyway, anyone that's in the stream chat would love to see some questions in the stream chat. You know what I'm like. I did see the McLaren on the backside of Menios. It's Tobiasen on the backside of Menios then, and he's going to try and push through then as we go around. And as soon as I spectate, the gap gets a bit bigger, I must say, as we've got a bit of a close one going on here between BR and Smeets once again then, as Smeets is getting closer really quick now. Then he's really gaining on him, but not enough to get past and through there. He goes deep into that corner, does not open it up for him going around the final corner, and BR is definitely not the driver who came out of that corner with the better exit. Smith, who went round, goes round now into the pit lane. So we'll see what compound tyres he puts onto his cars. We will stay spectating him and see what he does with tyres. We have a out on track at the moment. This time around, VSC halfway through the race distance. And I did not see how that VSC came out, but hopefully it wasn't anything too bad. Obviously, we haven't had a retiree from that, so that is definitely where it came out of. Smeets has got no wing at all, and he definitely was Smeets actually that was battling, and he's dropped down right down P15, and now he's with his teammate P15 and 16 for the Aston. VSC's out, but he will be going around to go into the pit lane. With that broken wing there, you can't really do much with that, and he will go and get that one replaced in a jiffy then, as we will be getting ready to go racing again soon. Turtle Master is into the pit lane, and on the mediums then, as we get racing once again, IQ Traga goes in as well to put brand new tyres on. And Turtle Master, who went into the pit lane under the VSC, he's going to come out and nearly hits the wall, but he comes out just ahead of all the drivers, apart from Drift King and Alexander. Then Alexander just about gets through past Turtle King on that lap around there. Smeets gets a 5-second time penalty that time around. Time penalties aren't looking too bad at the moment. I've seen worse. As we have Smeets, who does go in for that wing change, and everybody's already long gone and racing, and that is going to be so painful for him to see, because he is going to come out of the pit lane way behind everybody else. But we do have a bit of a close one between these guys here then, especially these guys actually, of Suzuka, Wesley and IQ Traga. Remember, IQ Traga on them new compound tyres. Suzuka with a switch back there as he tries to go down the... But we'll try and stay back end of Wesley then, as he's going to try and stay in closing distance of the Red Bull. Absolutely foot to the floor around here he goes. And he is absolutely dying for this one. Then P10 on the board for Suzuka at the moment as he tries to send it down the inside. That would have been a bold move if he made that one work, but obviously not going to work this time around. He's doing well to stay on the back end of the Red Bull here. As Drift King goes even quicker, and the gap between him and Turtle Master is 11 seconds. And Turtle will have to try and find the time now to make that time come down, and it already is coming down as I'm talking. I think someone's gone round up here. Yes, they have. It's Whoops who goes round. Whoops. Suzuka goes right off the track there. Nearly into the pit lane, and does go into the pit lane. On his way into there now. Everybody else continues on. It's IQ Traga on the back end of Whoops now, as Whoops had a bit of a moment and went round. But up the hill we go, and it's Griffin Peter who's got the overspeed on Marvin, and Griffin to the outside then. It's the Haas against the Alfa Romeo. The Haas has clearly got the advantage and gets right past and through there. IQ Traga with a 3-second time penalty. But the gap between first and second is coming down at a rate of knots, and you can definitely see the time. The speed difference between Drift King and Turtle Master. Turtle is absolutely rapid, both of them on the same compound tyres, but obviously Turtle with the younger aged tyres on his car at the moment. Is there much going on around this racing circuit then, as there is Marvin, who is still on the back end of Griffin. I think Griffin did get passed through a minute ago. But Marvin will continue to stay on the back end then. His way past Griffin once again then, as we head up towards the penultimate corner. And then, up next, will be the main straight then. And Marvin is really closing in at a rate of knots now as he goes down the main straight. Will there be a move down the inside, maybe into turn one? He's too far back. But we do have Eau Rouge and then the big long straight after that coming up. Let's see what Marvin can do then as he's heading down to now. He's got Griffin Peter, 6 tenths of behind this time around. I'm going to say I'm bigging it up, but he's really probably not going to get past there. These going up Eau Rouge, it is BR and Mitz, as BR has got the slipstream from the McLaren. He's not going to take the slipstream as he tries side. Now the inside even. Gain, left to gain, and gained about, I think it was 10, yeah, gained about 3 seconds in space of about 2 laps. So it's a good drive. It's a good drive indeed from the moment. Marco's at the back, 24 seconds between him and Smeets. Smeets is 23 seconds between him and Suzuka. Suzuka had a bit of a Code Brown moment and is down to P17 at the moment. Marvin I thought was going to try for the move on Griffin Peter, but he does not, and he goes into the pit lane. And what will Marvin choose for his tyres this time around? I'm assuming it'll be the hards, as he goes in and they put the hard softs even onto that car. Just realised we've only got 7 laps remaining. The softs is acceptable now. Back on the track with the softs. He's not the only one that decided to do that then, as drivers behind him have gone in for the soft compound tyres as well as that. Manios goes in, and Manios will be putting them softs on for the Mercedes boys, and we have the Alfa Romeo of Boss who goes in and is putting their mediums on towards the end of this race. That's a bit of a different one, as he has to wait for a time penalty, and the Alfa Romeo gets released slowly but surely. And now the gap between first and second is 6 seconds now, with 5.9 actually, and the time keeps continuing. To Turtle with, I mean, I'll be honest, the better speed. He's in tier 1 and he's got the better tyres on, most importantly, at the moment, and he's absolutely cruising in at a rate of knots, and I'd say striking distance would definitely be in the next couple laps time, because he is gaining very, very much each lap, as he's now onto the main straight, and Drift King is just about finishing the main straight there. Turtle is pushing on behind, gaining as well, as BR is on the back of Leslie as we go on to the main straight soon. Never mind, because BR goes into the pit lane. Marvin with a second, and BR then goes in and will be putting on the softs, if I'm correct. It depends on what they choose to do. Softs or the mediums it'll be. And we'll see what he does. I can see the red on them tyres, I believe. No, I cannot. I am making things up. I can see the yellow because it's mediums. And the mediums go on to BR's car, as he is about to come out the pit lane. And we have little battle going on here between Whoops and Bison. On that time around, not too bad indeed. The gap between first and second, 4.3 seconds. So much. Out of 22, ladies and gentlemen, for the ERS Tier 2 round 14 here in Belgium. That was a lovely camera we went up there. You can see the drivers in the background, and on we're going up. have a few laps left. It will be 5 laps of racing left indeed, and haven't had any DNF, so I don't want to jinx it. If it wants to happen, it's going to have to happen in the next few laps' time, else it'll be too late for any of that. But let's be realistic, there's not really much going on around the track at the moment then, as we will... Might be able to get him just before lap 20 probably, if he can. As SF then is on the back end of the Red Bull of Wesley. Wesley's been overtaken once by the car ahead of him just there, and the Williams is going to try and push him then, as he's now putting the pressure on the back end of the Red Bull. The Red Bull's now shivering in his boots then, as SF is going to try to the inside there. Has to back off a bit. SF is nearly going into the wall there. Saves it by a bit of a steering wheel, and he does stay on the track. Williams is a very lucky guy there to stay out of that wall. And the gap now 1.7 seconds, and it continues to come down. We are heading towards the end of this Grand Prix, and I would absolutely love for this to continue on to the last lap and see if we can get a last lap battle between Drift King and Turtle Master. He hasn't got many laps to do it, but Turtle is gaining. He is really gaining, and the gap now 2 seconds. And you know, Drift King, props to him. He is actually pulling away a little bit, not by a lot, but he is pulling away. I'll give it to him. What else have we got going on around the racing circuit? Not too much. Still, and we have Marco and Smeets who are having a little bit of battle there. I think Smeets is not actually driving that car, and I'm going to say it really quick. I've never ever commentated on a race where we haven't had a DNF. I'm not sure why. I think I just jinx it every time, because I say, oh, there's no DNF in this race, and then there ends up being one at the very end. Is that what we're going to see at the end of this race? I mean, if you want to get a safety car in, it has to come out on this lap, most likely. So if anybody crashes after this point, there will be no safety car. As Alexander is on the backside of IQ Trager. Moves going on behind as well. We'll stay on the back end of this one then, as the drivers up ahead head on to start lap 20 out of 22. And the gap between 2 laps even to try and gain then, as this one is gaining indeed. It's Alexander who's going to try for the move here on the penultimate corner of the racing track, and Alexander cannot do it this time around, but he goes a bit deep there, but then opens up for this next corner. He's got IQ Trager ahead of him. IQ Trager does get ahead, and Myth crashes at the very end. And I told you I'd jinx it. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Myth's out of the session, and that was not great to see, as Myth is retired and out of the session this weekend. We are finishing the race with 18 drivers, as it seems at the moment then, as the gap between Drift and Turtle is 1 second now, and it's coming down as these two get past each other. It's Alexander who finally gets through past IQ Trager, but we're going to focus on this now then, as Turtle has absolutely fought his way through the time, and the gap was 10 seconds, and it's come down right to half a second now. He's gaining on the back end of Drift King on lap 20 out of 22. And this is the moment we've all been waiting for then this weekend. Striking time for Turtle Master then, and he's going to try and do it. Down here then, Drift King is going to be a sitting duck in this situation then, as Turtle is going to be coming up behind him at a rate of knots then. Will it be enough for him, though, to get back and pass through into the penultimate corner? It will not be. And Drift King will stay ahead for another lap. And then on to lap 21 we go. Turtle Master will try and push him into turn 1. Drift King gets a good exit out of that corner, moves to the left to try and break the toe. And will stay ahead for, yes, again, another corner. But the Mercedes behind is getting incredibly close. As we are going to head up Eau Rouge now. And I do think, I'm gonna say it. I think Turtle Master, this is where he's going to have to strike then. Turtle is going to move to the inside then. And this is the move we've all been waiting for. The outside, and Turtle is through past Drift King finally on lap 21 out of 22. And that move is done and dusted finally on lap 21. And he goes quickest in the first sector just to rub it in his face. Turtle Man is... And this moment then as he goes and takes the top spot on that time boards for now then, as we've only got 1.5 laps left of this race and this track. Anything going on behind, I was going to say, and yes, there is. As Whoops is going to try and get through past Wesley then. Whoops on the outside of the Red Bull, and Whoops is through just on that time, on that occasion just there. I mean, Mikey Trager gets through past Smeets, but Smeets is not actually driving that car. So, nothing really was going on just there then. Is there something going on here? Yes, there is. Side by side, as the Alpine is through past Geordie that time around. Then as we go back to the battle ahead, and I say battle, but Turtle has gained time, 2 seconds up ahead now. As final lap of the race just started here in Spa, and it is Turtle from Drift King, from Alexander Trager, then Griffin Peter, Marvin 6th. It's the Williams of FS in 7th, Whoops 8th, Wesley 9th, and BR all in the top 10 at the minute then, as we are heading round and soon to finish this Grand Prix to conclude the lap and put an end to these 22 laps here in Spa that we've seen some lovely racing from majority of the drivers, but especially from Turtle and Drift King, who have tried to battle it out all race. And it is 2.6 seconds now, the gap between him and second place. Turtle is T1 times, really do shine through in this T2 division at the moment then, as the gap can... Turtle fought through the pack, and in this Mercedes car right here has managed to put on a spectacular show for us this weekend then, as he's heading towards the final stages of Sector 3. Drift King will come behind him, and as it stands at the moment, will finish in P2 at the moment then. But the man that we are all waiting for then to cross the line, he fought the time off, or past Drift King. He does get... Oh, then it's Drift King second. A very respectable second place for him. It's Alexander in third. IQ Trager will be fourth at the minute, but obviously time penalties not going to say anything yet because things do change up. Hats off to Alexander as he's happy about that one. He is weaving across the straight and crosses the line to finish in P3. IQ Trager fifth as Griffin Peter goes fourth. Marvin is going to head towards the line now, and we'll see what the time penalties do for everybody else's time. Marco is done with P17 at the moment. Here comes Marvin, P6 it is, P6. 7 for SF, it is Whoops, goes across the line for P8. Wesley goes ahead because... Well, Whoops, Wesley goes ahead to P8, BR P9, Whoops now to P10 with time penalties. Last to P4. I am happy. Yes, mate, you should be. That is a lovely, lovely drive from you. Griffin Peter, that was, I must say. As across the line they go. Was that a little battle across the line? I think we saw. Yes, it was. As that is the end of your race. And Turtle Master is the man of the hour this weekend. But hats off to Drift King for putting up a good fight against him then. His driver of the day this weekend will be, well, when it comes up, it'll be Griffin Peter, who last to P4 on that race, and they completely deserve that one. As we have the podium celebrations, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, then, finishing results for the Belgian Grand Prix then for Tier 2, round 14 in ERS. And it wasn't one of the best races I've ever seen, but it was not a bad one indeed. Then as Turtle Master fights his way back up into P1, didn't have the start of his life, but made his way back up and redeemed himself, let's say, as he takes the win here in Spa. It's Drift King second and Alexander to finish in P3. It's Griffin Peter with an absolutely brilliant race. And sticks it on P4 from last to P4. I must say, Akutraga 5th, it's Marvin 6th, SF 7th, Wesley Skill in P8, BR 9th, and Whoops in P10 to round off the finishing top 10. As that is the end, and thank you for joining me again next week. Yes, mate, Zandvoort Sprint next week, and I mean, you lot, a lot more for the league, I think, and for many of you, it is your home race. So I'm excited to see how you all perform in that one. I'm sure you know that one the best. But thank you for joining me, and I'll be right back doing this for you next weekend. Thank you. Next weekend. Next Monday. Never mind. Have a good one, guys.